Motivation is all that matters when we talk about finishing our daily tasks. If we are motivated, we can get through and finish even the most boring tasks on earth, the ones that we don't want to do them. We will complete them because of motivation. It is that motivation that drives us to start even the work we won't enjoy doing them. But here's the thing. We don't always have motivation every moment of the day. Imagine waking up with no motivation. You listen to motivational video and it might fill you with a fire of motivation. But after an hour or 3 hours, that motivation is gone and you are back at the starting point of your day, as if you are just starting over. Most of the days, even you don't have the motivation to start your day or get out of your bed early in the morning. Most of people assume that we all have our motivation early in the morning, but for many of us, that isn't true. Do you ever feel like you can't get up early in the morning? You snooze that clock, but still you're in your bed, just thinking about how to get up. It is hard. You probably want to stay in bed longer. Motivation isn't just something you have early at the morning. If you had enough motivation, you'd get up in a fraction of a second after your alarm goes off. But sometimes you just can't. At its core, motivation is that little push or spark inside you that gets you to take action. Sometimes motivation comes from within, like a genuine interest or love for what you're doing. That is called intrinsic motivation. Think of it like reading a book just because you love it, not because there is any reward at the end of it. Then there is intrinsic motivation, which is motivation driven by outside factors. That is when you are working towards something because you are going to get something back. A grade, a paycheck, or even just a good job. Intrinsic motivation can be super helpful too, especially when you are not feeling that internal spark. Here is what helped me to stay all the day motivated. Find your why. Finding that why behind what you are doing is crucial because it creates a sense of purpose and connects us emotionally to our goals. When we know our why, tasks stop feeling like just we need to do them and start feeling like things we want to do them, because we can see how they fit into the bigger picture of what we really care about. When we are clear on why we are doing something, we are much more likely to stick with it, even when it gets tough. Think of it as a fuel for resilience. The more powerful your reason, the more committed you are pushing through obstacles. Without a strong why, it is easy for you to do not have any motivation or even do not want to get out of your bed. But if you know why something matters to you, like advancing in your career, improving your health, or supporting your family, it can help you to find your energy and take action, especially when you would rather not. Make sacrifices worth it. Working toward goals often requires sacrifices. Accept that your goals need sacrifices. Working towards your goals often requires sacrifices. When you are clear about why you are making those sacrifices, that feels less like lose and more like a stepping stones towards something meaningful that you really want to achieve. When you find your why, it makes it more easier for you to prioritize tasks and make choices that align with your goals. You start naturally choosing activities and habits that support your progress, and you're less likely to be pulled off track by distractions. If you are just doing something for a quick reward or out of obligation, that change often doesn't last. But when it is tied with a deep personal reason, we are more likely to build a sustainable habit because the road is something that gives us a deep value. And at the end of the day, it makes us satisfied. The next thing that helped me is to put your clock far away. When your alarm goes off in the morning, don't just hit snooze and fall back into the comfort of your bed. Here is a simple but powerful trick. Place your alarm clock across the room. It forces you to get up and then walk towards it, rather lying in there and letting the temptation of sleep take over. I know it's gonna be tough at first, but that is the point. The hardest part of any day is simply getting started. Once you are out of bed, you have already taken the first step toward productivity, and your mind is less likely to pull you back into the covers. And when you are doing it consistently, then it's become a habit. The next thing that you need to do is understand your motivation. Understanding your motivation can make a huge difference. Why understanding your motivation can make a huge difference and how you can use that knowledge to actually keep your motivation going. Think about it this way. If you know what generally fires you up, you can set up your days to give you more of that spark and less of the stuff that drains you. Let's say you're someone who is more intrinsically motivated, meaning you feel driven when a task is meaningful or interesting, even when that is the case, it is super helpful to remind yourself of the purpose behind each thing you're doing, like picturing how it will bring you closer to your goals. Even small things like working out can feel more meaningful if you tie it with something important to you, like feeling energized or boosting your confidence. Now, if intrinsic motivation works better for you, things like rewards or recognition, try setting up a reward system. For example, you could promise yourself a little treat, a break after finishing a task. This way you create a positive way for your brain to associate with completing the task with something enjoyable, and that builds up your motivation over time. The trick is to set up a few routines throughout your day that keep reminding you of those motivations. These little routines can make a huge difference for your motivation, and it's gonna also help you to do a lot more during the day and stay more motivated.